So, let's start with Miriam. Miriam voted for a car salesman that makes a fix because the car salesman won't try to sell me an expensive car just so he can get paid more. And with a fixed salary, the car salesman would still make money regardless of the cars he sells. So, what do you guys think about that? What do you think about that?
I agree.
Yes, that is definitely a problem with commissions people. So, Donovan's going, so let's see.
I totally misinterpreted it.
No, you didn't miss. Let's see what you said. I voted for the salesman that makes his money based off commissions because he or she would put more effort into what they are selling because the
So-
better you do the but that's true.
Yeah, but I wasn't totally. I was off topic.
No, that's a good perspective actually. It's actually true. I mean, in some ways though, if they are making money off the sale, they might put more effort into to good customer service. They might be like, hey, do you need any water? Do you need any snacks? They might follow up with phone calls to you. They'll get you the information quicker because it's really to their benefit to make that sale because otherwise they make no money, right? It's almost like a good real estate agent.
Customers always.
Yeah, the customer is always going to come first. The customer is going to be, you're really important. But if you've ever had well, you guys haven't, but if you've had a realtor who, on all the houses you've bought before, but if you've ever had a realtor who doesn't really follow up or doesn't care, then you wouldn't have that because realtors are always paid commissions. So they tend to follow up and are really, but Miriam makes a good point. I mean, I do not like going into a store where I know that they're just trying to make a sale because they're going to be pushy, like what Mr. Qua said, and they're going to be not just always giving me maybe a straight answer too. So you kind of worry about that too. So there's both sides to it.
Backfires.
Yes. Let's see what Gloria said. You voted for a car salesman that makes a fixed salary because that way they won't try to sell me one of the most expensive cars. Yes. Or something I could get cheaper because if I go to a car salesman that makes commissions, he will try to sell me an expensive car to pay his bills and make me go broke. Interesting perspective, Gloria. Gloria will be broke. Yeah, and so, so there is no right or wrong answer, right? It just really depends on your preferences. But you can definitely tell when you go into a store where they make commissions because they're working a lot harder trying to make that sell.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that could be good depending on what you need, and sometimes it could be bad.
Also depends on the salesman.
Does depend on the salesman.
Morals of the salesman, I guess.
Yes.
A lot of psychological.
True. A lot of moral issues, psychological. And probably you guys have you ever gone somewhere where you needed help and like no one's helping you, and then
Store.
yeah, in
I
a store.
dropped a big can of Monster, and this guy, I was like, what do I do with this? He just walked right past me, and he said, not my job, I'm on break.
Yeah,
And so I was like, what?
right.
All right, whatever, dude, I'll put this in your lunch bag. Yeah.
I know.
Shit.
So it's all so you might take a little more pride if you were doing commissions. So so Mr. Quad, did you want to add anything or are you good? Are you happy? Are you in a happy place? Okay, good. So you guys, today our objectives are to understand how a multi-tiered payment structure can be represented as something called a piecewise function. If anyone's ever heard of that, type in the chat box that they have. Probably you guys have not, but if you have. And then for our success criteria, no, don't. And then for our success criteria, oh, Katie Beth is late. Going to get mad at her. Katie, you're late. For our success criteria, then you guys are actually going to build a piecewise function to represent a graduated earning structure. So again, we're still talking about commissions, earning pay, and as we pointed out, sometimes that could be a good thing because then you're more incentivized to work harder. But then you'll also interpret. All right, you guys, so here we are. So here's what I want you to do. So Donovan, we kind of worked on this. Okay. So you guys look at this example. Hopefully you're reading through it. But basically you have a telemarketing job, which a lot of people are in telemarketing jobs. I did one summer also. I did. I sold carpet cleaning. That's why I thought of carpet cleaning. No, it was deluxe carpet cleaning. Yeah, it was a very hard job because you're calling a lot of people and you're probably getting a lot more no's than you were yes.
Clowning a lot of people.
Calling. Yamar. So anyway, it pays $10 for every person you call who commits to having their carpet cleaned.
She has to be.
Yeah, yeah. Come on, Katie. No, no. Okay, good. See, she was easy to convince. Okay. Anyway, so it's $10 for every person you call who commits to having their carpet cleaned. But then after the first 30 people that you get to commit each week, we'll say each week, you'll start to make $15 per job. I'm trying to say, yeah. But basically, yeah, you have to meet a certain requirement and then you get paid more per job. So for the first 30 people that you're calling and they commit to doing the carpet cleaning, you get paid $10 for each of those people. And then after that, you get paid $15. So we haven't had any experience with piecewise functions yet, but this is one of those situations where you might use it when you have some kind of a tiered pay structure where you're paid differently for performing a certain way, and then you're paid differently for performing a different way, depending, on how you do. So in this situation, this is a graduated pay structure, so you're getting paid more for the more people that commit. So what I want you guys to do, and you can do it in your notepads.
Should I erase all this stuff?
You can erase all your stuff if you want. So what you want to do is, and I know that there's an extra pink up there, but yeah, you guys can erase your stuff if you want. And then try to write an equation or even two equations to represent the situation, whatever comes easiest to you. So take a stab at it. That's your countdown, Gloria. Your countdown is over. All right, so Katie, you got $10 times X. So Katie, type for me really quick in your notepad, what is X representing? Is it, oh, never mind, I typed it for you guys. Sorry, X represents the number of jobs. You don't need to type that, I already typed that. So you have $10 times the number of jobs plus $15 times 30 times the number of jobs. So everybody take a quick stop for a second and in the chat box if you want. Will that work? You guys, what do you see with Katie's formula? Okay. So Katie, here, picture this. What if you had, what if you sold carpet cleanings to 40 people? So if you had 40 people that you were selling carpet cleanings to, would your equation work? So Katie's thinking, let's actually look at this real quick just to see. And this is why this is going to be hard, and this is why you guys were going to use a piecewise function, because it is very difficult. But let's look at Katie. So if we did $10, right? So we have $10 times X, and she said X represents or number of jobs. So we said there's 40 jobs. Hang on, erase that. So we said there's 40 jobs. So we would have to put a 40 in there. Plus 15, okay, you changed it. Katie, you changed it. Plus 30, so in that case you would get 445 it looks like.
Where'd the 40 come from?
Well, this is
just
Katie, this is how many, I just made that up. Say you had 40 people. So if we think about it though, if you sold to 40 people, well, in reality, you should have 30 people at $10, right? Plus, you should have 10 people at $15. So you should actually get 300 plus that. So it's really close, Katie, but it's not quite. But that's okay. That was a good try. It's just we need to keep thinking about it. So let's look at Miriam. So Miriam has same kind of a thing. You've got the X times 10, which is a really good thought, and that's kind of how we've been doing it. So you would have 40 times 10 plus, now you actually have the minus in there, so you've got the 40 minus 30, which gives you the 10 at 15. So that's 400 plus another, that would give you actually 550. So you're also right on track, Miriam, really on track, and I like how you subtracted that. The problem is just over here, right? You're going to get paid $10 for all 40 jobs instead of just the 30. So it kind of makes it a little bit difficult. And then Gloria, you're getting all your jobs paid at $10. Did you know that by your formula? Okay. And you guys, this is. All right. While Donovan's doing his last figuring, I'm just going to give you guys this hint. This is actually one of those situations that maybe we can't do this in one equation very easily. Maybe it would be a lot easier to do this in 2 equations. What do you guys think?
Yes. I
Correct.
Is that what
agree.
that
Gloria agrees.
method is for?
Yes, yes. Miriam agrees too. And so, this is why I had you guys look at this, because it is not an easy thing to do in one equation, especially if you're not good at thinking about how to
Lord?
create equations
Yep.
for coding or formulas and things like that. So what we're going to do,
Take one.
I'm going to erase all this. Are you using a calculator?
Yes.
Oh, Donovan's testing out his out. He's going to see if he gets the 450. So we know what the answer is supposed to be. So in this case,
Yeah, no.
in our example, we'll just remember that we had 40 people is what we used.
Okay. No, that's way off.
And we got 450, right? Assuming I did it correctly. Okay, so if we look
Yeah, I
at
got it way off.
Donovan's already said he's way off, so it was a good effort. So you
Yeah.
tried doing $15, but then
It's-
if you did
It
30,
was already 1,000
yeah.
by that point, just beginning.
Well, look at your equation. You're doing 30 plus x.
Yeah.
So you're getting a lot of people. Plus, and then you're only adding 10, which is like one person.
Yeah.
But is a good try. So what we're going to do is we're going to create 2 equations. So let's create an equation. I know you guys can all do this in your notepad. Create an equation for just this first one. You get $10 per person. How would you write that? Create an equation. So you get $10 per person. Yeah, so Miriam, you put in the top. So yeah, so you guys, it would be really simple if I just said, hey, as a telemarketer, you're going to get paid $10 per person. So it would just be like what you guys have, right? 10 times x. Okay? Okay, so now let's say it's the second thing. Say you're going to get $15 per person. How would that one look? What if I said you're going to get paid $15 per person? End of story. Oh, good. Gloria, way to go. You're a doer.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You're a doer.
All right, nice job. Nice job. Everybody is right on. Katie, are you with us? So you're right. So if you're going to get paid $15 a person, you would use this. So you guys, do you see how I made 2 separate equations? So the only thing is, how do you know which one to use? So let's go back to our big example. When do I use the first one, and when do I use the second one? So you guys write and tell me, when do I use this first equation? When do I use the first one? Mr. 10x, and when would you use the 15x?
You're getting paid 10 or 15.
You get over 30 and you use 15, right? When you get over 30 people who commit to the...
What exactly? When you get over 30 people, you get the second one, right?
Yes.
Okay, so our second one is missing a little bit then, right?
Then you add, so you have to add...
So we have to add? Oh, yeah.
Add 30?
Add.
Or is it multiply?
No, you had it.
Okay, add 30. Or...
Or
Add.
let's go back to our first equation. So if we were only going to, and you guys said, and you did the calculation, if you were only going to have 30 people, and who did the math? One of you guys did it. You did 30 times 10 and you got, what, 300? Is that, yeah, 300. There we go, 300. So if you were going to sell to more than 30 people, you would need to use this second equation, right?
Yes.
And you would know then, just like, remember Donovan, the one we did where with the bushels, and we assumed that we sold more than 100 no matter what?
Subtract some.
And we would have to subtract if we were doing it all in one, but now we're not, right? So we're using our first equation if we sell to 30 people. If we sell to more than 30 people, then here's the tricky part, you guys. We know that we get $300 automatically, right?
Yes.
But then we also get $15 for every customer over 30 people. So in this example, we had 40 people, right? How many? Oh, hang on. I'm missing something. Sorry, you guys. Let me erase. Let me go back. It's my fault. Donovan was on with the subtraction. I ignored him. So it's $15. Oops, color's wrong too. Sorry. Okay, so Donovan, go ahead with your subtraction because you're right.
Crap.
We'll keep our 300 here.
Would be x minus 30.
Very good. X minus 30. Okay, so the second one assumes that we are selling to more than 30 people. So if we sold to 40, like our example,
The difference.
right, exactly. We would have the difference times 15, but we still get our 300 because we sold to 300 people. The first equation then assumes we did not sell to 30 people. So if we only sold it to 10 people, we get 100.
Yes,
Pay
ma'am.
attention. Okay, so one thing that's missing, so what's nice about this is that we can separate this into two equations. One, if we were going to sell less
Good afternoon,
than
Mr.
to 30
Parrish.
people, and another one if we were going to sell to more than 30 people. Now here's the thing though. Gloria,
Yeah.
I'm just going to go to you then. When are we going to use this first equation? What did we say?
When,
Uh-huh.
which one, this one?
Mm-hmm.
When we have
The-
300 customers or something like that?
Yeah. Or can you use the first one if you had 40 customers or 40 jobs?
The first one?
The first equation, the 10x.
Oh, like the first?
Uh-huh.
No, because when you have 30 customers, that's when it grew, right?
Very good.
See,
What we're going to do on this one, you guys, so like Gloria said, she was listening, that's good. If the number of jobs, so x represents the number of jobs, is less than or equal to 30, does everyone agree we use this first equation? Okay. And for the second one then, if the number of jobs, which is x, is greater than 30, not equal to, because the first one is equal to, then we can use the second one. Okay, so you guys have practiced building this second equation on that exercise that you have. The new part for you guys is this domain here, right? This if x is less than or equal to 30. So that means that we're looking at our number of jobs to figure out which equation. So you guys, last question, and then I'm going to let you guys go just due to timing. So with this piecewise function, well, second to last question, what if the number of jobs, let's just do a new one. What if the number of jobs was 5? What equation are you going to use, top one or bottom one? Okay, Donovan has answered. Gloria, what do you think?
top one?
Top one. Miriam said top. Katie,
You get 50 bucks.
what do you think?
Oh,
Oh,
I
Katie's.
know. Yeah.
Katie, good. You're figuring it out already. Very nice. So yes, you would plug the x in here, and you would say then that's 10 times 5. You would get $50. Very good. Okay, perfect.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
So what if you had, let's just do this, you guys. What if you had 50 jobs? Which equation are you going to use? The top one or the bottom one?
Bottom one, and then it would be 15 times 20.
Good, Miriam. Yes, Donovan. And
20
then,
minus 30 is
Mhm.
10, so 15 times 10, that's
Uh-huh.
1,500.
good. Or
So-
100,
How the hell do
50.
you
Was it
do
150?
this?
150.
What's that?
How do you do that in your head?
Oh, wait, 20 times, oh, you get 20 times 15.
I did, I know, I was subtracting 20 minus, no,
Yeah, you're right.
30, yeah.
50 minus 30 is 20,
it's
but
20,
then you,
so
yeah.
15 times 20,
good.
which is 300. Right.
50 minus 30 is 20 is,
And then 15
yes, good, 300
Yeah,
plus the 300 is 600.
that's a good big joke.
Very nice.
Take that.
So
any day.
we still a calculation. Good, Katie. Excellent. So that's the advantage of piecewise functions is you don't have to think super hard, but you have to define. This is called our domain. You have to define the domain for each of your equations, though. So the nice thing about this is you can separate these into two separate equations, but you do have to define the domain. All right, you guys. Last thing then. Tell me, somebody. So write in your notepad. This is your out, and then you'll have a discussion on this. But interpret what the following piecewise function means if it represents a realtor's pay structure. So once you type this in your notepad and we look at it, if you guys are good, then so you don't have to calculate anything. You just have to tell me what does it mean. So this is a real estate agent, and this is how they're getting paid. So just tell me in your own words then, what does this mean? Any way that you want. Any way you want. I was interpreting. Good. I'm counting down for you, Gloria.
Sorry,
I have to give you a countdown, see?
So.
So yeah, Donovan asked a really good question, and that's really important in interpreting is what does the X represent? And
I'm just going with
he
sales.
said sales, which makes sense if you look at how it's being.
And I was just gonna.
No, you
okay,
can keep going.
no.
I haven't said the
No.
answer. Gloria, yes. I was
No,
asking.
no.
Oh, what
No.
happened? She did it on purpose. So Miriam said to use the top equation if the realtor gets less than 125,000, and use the bottom equation if a realtor gets paid 100. And that is exactly right. So you interpreted the domain, Miriam, but my only question was, and you said no, is you're saying that that's what the realtor gets paid, but it's actually not. Oh, Gloria. But that's not actually what the realtor is getting paid. So we have to figure out what that represents. So let's look at. And Katie said this is a representation of pay per person. And I don't quite understand yours, maybe, Katie. So we'll continue on, think about it. And then we're definitely going to get Donovan, since he wrote the most, we're going to him last. So if they get paid less than 125,000, use top equation. Okay, so Gloria was kind of saying what Miriam was saying. So Donovan, if you get less than 125,000, your commission would be 4% multiplied by your sales. I love that detail. That is exactly right. You interpreted the X, which I like. So I liked how specific he was with his answer. So some of you guys may have been thinking that. Just think about how you can be very specific to explain your thinking. So he explained the X, he explained the 0.04, and then if you get over or equal to 125,000, and he noticed the greater than or equal, which was good, differentiate that from just the less than, your commission will be raised to 75% multiplied by your sales. So very nice. That was an exemplar answer, Donovan. I would ask Donovan. So you guys, so I can tell that you guys are doing a really good job thinking of your domain and how to interpret your domain. And I bet that all of you guys could probably take and plug in a value and solve it, and you'll get to prove that in your practice. But that actually
I'm gonna go work in
ends our piecewise functions for today. We're out of time. We went over time. Sorry, you guys.
You're gonna go
Are there
study at the
any
library?
questions?
Really?
Or any questions? Donovan, you guys have any questions? Miriam, Katie?
Yes, I have a question.
Question?
Where's the discussion?
In Schoology, where it always is. You better go in there.
I can show
And
you.
so, yeah, the discussion is in Schoology, and the video will be in there later. But right now, you guys should be able to build a piecewise function like we did together. And then you should be able to interpret it like what we just did. And we've been talking about the purpose of a piecewise function this whole time. So in your discussion, it's more of an explaining than it is a math. So do your best.
Thank you.
And we will see you